walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship with one another, and the blood of Jesus, his Son, cleanses us from what? All sin. This is an interesting phrase. This is something that God opened my eyes when I was 19, and I had things I was hiding in my life in darkness, and I was doing missionary work, and God totally confronted me with my sin, and was like, hey, you going to keep hiding this, or are you going to walk in the light? And in a trusted group of friends, I confessed my sin, and I laid it before him, and that was the day of freedom for me. I never felt more free before that than that day. Because I had nothing to hide. There was no blackmail Satan could pull out and say, hey, I know what you did. Nobody else knows, but I know. No, I'm like, hey, you know what? Everybody knows. And so what? God knows. He doesn't hold it against me. Actually, God forgot it. God forgave it. His blood covered it, and it's forgotten. It's all gone. God says he remembers our sin no more, that he removes it as far as the east is from the west. Does the east and west ever touch? Does our sin ever touch us again? If we're the east and our sin is the west, never touch again. He buries it in the deepest part of the sea. There's aspects of the ocean mankind has never even reached and can't even get to. God buries it in the depths of the sea. That's amazing. That's what God does. But he says, look, we need to walk in the light. We need to practice it. And I heard recently about a man who has a wife and kids, and he just OD'd last night. His wife found him passed out on the bed, and he had this drug addiction that he had hidden from everybody. This is the first they really knew about it. The wife suspected, but he always acted normal around everybody. She couldn't really find out for sure if that's what was going on. And they were even in marriage counseling for 3 years, and the marriage counselor said, you guys have a perfect marriage, except for one thing. Your husband has a drug habit he won't admit. And he was living in darkness. He would not admit it. And so she finds him passed out, and he OD'd on Xanax and methamphetamines and cocaine. Serious stuff. He's got 2 young kids. Ends up in the hospital. They tell him what happened. He denies it. I just had bad pizza. Now that sounds ridiculous to us, right? But we do that.